is it that people are going to do in the future?
That framework or that beautiful diagram. No, the complicated one.
I'm telling you.
Knowledge is free. YouTube has everything. You want to make chicken biryani or vibe code an app? Everything is there.
So
Just sit there, watch hundreds of hours of videos.
No. My dad laughing at me. Use AI to learn AI.
Hey, hi everyone. Doesn't look like school, but I hope it doesn't feel like school also. So we'll have a lot of fun. We'll enjoy ourselves today. I am Praveer Kochar. I run a company called Go AI. We are building agents that build agents. So that's essentially what I do all day.
How do I spell the website?
Kogo.ai.
AI.
So it's in fact Gogo is actually, my last name is Kochar. My co-founder's name is Gopalakrishnan. So it's Go and Go. So that's how we named it. Because so we thought of the name before we thought of what we were going to do with the name. So then okay, now we have a name. Let's find a domain. We said okay, let's do something in AI, and then we said okay, we've got a domain, book the domain, and that's how the story started about 6 years ago. I met my co-founder through motorcycling. I ride motorcycles as my primary occupation, and this is secondary occupation that I do. I lead products. I'm really passionate about where this is going because it's raising more questions than answers for me, especially being in the thick of it, and I'm sure for all of you and all of us as well. And I think today I would like to raise more questions so that either today or when we go back, we start looking for those answers. And I think that's probably the best way to run school also, where we learn to ask the right questions and more questions so that something bothers us and we look for answers. So yeah, that's about me. Please feel free, talk, ask, interrupt, screenshot, whatever you like, and over to what's next.
So let's just quickly go around the room and get to know who everybody is. Let's keep it to like 15 seconds if possible. Think of it like an elevator pitch. Who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, why you want to build with AI. Shall we do those 4 questions?
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, cool. Let's start. Yeah, the mic?
Yeah, so thank you. I am Aman. First of all, you really have a really nice place and the vibe is very cool.
My dad and my sister, she's in charge of this place. Then raise your hand. CEO of Utori Spaces.
Amazing. So I am Aman. I help occult businesses, the ancient wisdom of India, to make it in the modern world. So that's what I'm helping all the coaches of India with. I started my journey as a marketing agency owner. I am building funnels for the people. I help them scale, and that's what I'm doing right now. I am also integrating AI with the vocal sciences, how this can be brought up to the new world and help businesses to actually grow with it.
Amazing. Welcome, Aman, to night school. I've seen you before, bro.
Hi, my name is Harshal. I'm from Bangalore. I run a corporate acoustics company. We do acoustic banding for corporate interior spaces. And my hope to learn with AI here today is to see if AI can help me design and automate the design and installation processes at the sites that I work on.
Very cool. If you guys want to see his work, then tell them where the studio is, where his work is.
Yes, check out the YouTube studio.
There's a YouTube studio at the end of the room. So his acoustic paneling was used in that room itself.
Hi, so I'm Zora and I'm the founder of Spaces by Utori Spaces. So we specialize in creating experiences. We work with communities, we work with creators, we work with corporates. We do pretty much all different kinds of events. And for me, I'm passionate to build a community of like-minded people. And so I'm here to see how I can build and grow and scale that community using AI.
Very cool. Foreign exchange student.
Hello, I'm Natalia. I'm from Italy. I'm a product and jewelry designer. I work here as a designer. I'm already using a bit of AI in my work, but I'm here also to learn because I just started and now AI is crucial. It's changing everything on the market and also, especially in the design process, something is changing a lot. So yeah, I think it's fundamental for me to learn also this aspect.
Awesome. How long have you been in India?
Almost 2 years.
Why did you come to Bangalore?
The job was here.
Wow.
I came to the university first. I found the job to the university that I decided to extend.
No, I like the previous answer better. Get that. Just the jobs are here. Amazing.
It's true.
Hi, my name is Hemant. I'm the creative director and founder of Fat Rabbit Productions. We are an end-to-end video production, film production company. We are a team of filmmakers who have writers, editors, directors, everyone in-house, and we work with some of the biggest brands in the country. We try to keep the storytelling and the brand at the center of it. And while AI quite evidently is for our industry, generative AI or Gen AI is the obvious use case that obviously we are doing with. Along with that, we are trying to make feedback loops, customer-facing stuff even better with AI. This includes anything, in the feedback loops or anything like that. Yeah, excited to be here.
Hello, I'm Sai. I'm from Bangalore and I have a background in textile and fashion.
Speak little louder, no?
You hear me?
Wait,
now?
I didn't get your name.
Sanj.
Sanj.
Yeah. And I have a background in textile and fashion and randomly Azaan pops in to speak to them. I want to get the exposure of AI because like she said it's so crucial now, so I like to integrate it in anything I want to do forward.
Hi, my name is Neil. I'm an engineering first year student.
What's your name?
Neil.
Neil.
I'm an engineering first year student and I just wanted to learn more about AI. Me and my friends here wanted to start a business, so something related to AI. So just
Real students. Everyone's a student today only.
Hi guys, I'm Kenneth. I'm from PES, doing my first year engineering. Here to learn mainly. We are planning to start a football league and we are trying to build a website, something unique, something no one has done before. So we're just trying to pick up stuff and do something else, nothing different.
Nice.
Hello guys, I'm Shrihari.
You can partner with Night School. We don't have a football ground, but we're working on it.
I'm Shrihari. I'm doing my engineering in BMS. So my course is AIML, and as AI is the future, we all want to build using AI and we want to learn. That's mainly why I came back here.
Awesome.
Hey guys,
Can you say your name again? Srihari.
Hey guys, I'm Nikit. I'm doing my 12th right now. So me and my friend started a business recently, and I want to see to what extent I can integrate AI into it. Basically, the point is to make it 100% AI integrated. I don't want to have any involvement in it. So that's why I'm here today.
What does the business? Sorry, what does the business do?
So basically, we realized that tournaments so it's based on football, and we realized student athletes, they get about 1 to 2 tournaments a year, and we were planning on getting a bunch of academies involved and having practice matches every week, so students can build their confidence in playing against other academies and not just in-house tournaments, and coaches get confidence in their own players, managers get more exposure. So that was the idea.
Hi guys, my name is Franklin. I'm a social media manager at Playo, and Azaan actually indirectly inspired me to start using Claude. And yeah, so I'm here to see what more can be done on social media through integrating AI and starting automations and things like that. So that's right.
Tell us your name again.
Franklin.
How was it indirect? I've been directly saying use Claude.
One of the person who just joined, Diksha, she is my friend, so she asked me to start using AI. What are you doing? So that's how.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hey guys, my name is Aman. I basically launched a very large media marketing agency that's back in Dubai. It's called Tri-Fit Media into India. So basically, starting from scratch, building teams and setting up systems, operations to build a very, very solid sales and operations team, working off the hub. So it's just been a month, and I'm here to kind of look at how we could potentially, or how I could potentially utilize AI to make the whole systems and process a lot simpler and save a lot of time. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Aman.
Hello guys.
This is sorry, Martin. This is the agency. We actually got the founder down to Bangalore. Me and Venu have gone and met him and stuff. So they are. You guys are the largest in the GCC or
Yeah, the largest. In case you guys can see, it has 1.4 million followers.
Oh, I love that. Making sure. Okay.
Hi guys, Puneet here. I'm building something called Clipping Farm. What we do is basically we make things go viral on the internet. Yeah, I mean as simple as that. We make things go viral on the internet. That's what we do.
Woo!
Yeah.
Who needs to go viral on the internet? Is it useful?
Yes.
Wow, we have a room full of. No, secure people, that's the problem. If everyone's here to build, and if organic marketing gets you free customer acquisition, everyone should raise a hand. Okay.
So as a founder, myself, I've done over 6 billion views on the internet till date. And Azaan wants us to do some trial round with him, and we committed around 2.5 million views, and we did almost 1.5 million within 3-4 days. That's it. And yeah.
Basically, we know he's going to meet you after this.
Yeah.
Make this one 10 million.
Sure, wonderful. Yeah, why not?
Awesome.
Hi guys, my name is Ois. Currently, the whole scenario of AI and everything is new to me. I'm in the hospitality sector. I've been working in different kind of companies. So recently, I had been into more community meetups and stuff. Whereas in the growth of AI has been very large, and one of my friend Swastik was here. So I've been around this place for twice. We thought of coming here, seeing how culture is, getting to know people what they're doing and where the future is going to be. So just learning just a student here.
Hi everyone, I think I am the second Venu in the room. So I am Venu Gopal. I am the founder of same Venu Gopal.
Also same Langoor.
No. So I'm the founder of Climacto, which stands for Climate Action Before Day Zero. I've been a corporate sustainability guy for almost 11 years, quit corporate, and started up Climacto on April 22nd, 2025.
What's the website?
Climacto.com, CLIMACTO.com.
CLIMACTO.com.
It's not a very good website. That's one of the reasons I'm here. So I want to build my website. I want to use AI for my content, to gamify my training sessions, etc. We are on a mission to train 30,000 folks on climate action by 2030. We have reached 1.2% of our target in 2025. So this is what we are working on. Ideally, I should be speaking against AI because data centers suck water and energy. But I can't ride against the wave, so I want to use it for climate education and activities. So that's why I'm there.
So you're going to use AI to build the website that's going to take it down.
Yeah. That will be
love it.
Yes. And I'm the last registration, by the way. I registered at 7:30 p.m. I landed in Bangalore after a business trip. I already missed 5 night school, so I don't want to miss the 6 weeks.
Excited.
Hey guys, my name is Kumar. I'm a guy. I sell marketing service in Tri-Fit Media. So this, I've never been to such communities before. So the goal is to see how people are using AI and to see how I can relate to sales. So that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Welcome. Everyone, welcome.
Hi guys, I'm Sam. So basically, I work for Tri-Fit Media, for content, and I'm not 21 years old. I don't make $10,000 because
that's the stereotypical Tri-Fit Media.
That reel went viral of mine on my personal brand. So I want to build rack systems who keep telling storytelling, get better at storytelling. So I want to learn more about Claude, with Claude, get better at storytelling, make content viral.
Can you explain to everybody what is this rack system?
RAG system is basically you feed all the knowledge base to the AI and it builds upon that.
Interesting. Awesome.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you all. So I'm with Aman actually. I'm helping him Predictive in India. And
what's your name?
Afroz. Yeah. So yeah, I also come from a technical background, but helping integrate AI, also understanding how people are using AI, filling the gaps in the market.
Hi, my name is Ashmita. Remotely, I work as Founders Office at Tastefully, which is a GTM-based company. They make launch videos for YC-backed companies. And they are also building a new vertical, which is Yas Media, but for the world out there. So I'm helping them build that vertical, but in person, since I'm free most of the time, I work in their time zone. In person, I'm free.
Where is it based out of?
It's based out of San Francisco.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and so in person, I help people who do events make good videos for the sponsors, after movies, all these tasteful videos, and I creative direct them, deploy my whole team there. So yeah, that's what I do.
Hi everyone, my name is Mudra.
What's your name?
Mudra.
Mudra.
Yes. So I have a background in pharmacy and social media, but right now I'm building towards how we can create safe spaces for men and children to process their emotion. That is something space I want to work because I believe that the work around women's emotional health or mental health has been done so much, but around men's mental health is not done.
Oh, it's men and children. It's men and children.
Yes, men and children. Yeah.
Very good.
So figuring out that by collaborating with a couple of NGOs, and we are running a pilot project to go in the market and see how the response and how the things are. And right now, regarding the event that I told, it is a facilitator event. So basically, I'm learning how to create that environment and safe spaces where people can come and
how to
host and basically create that safe container. They can come and express. So that is something I'm working on.
How do you think AI is going to help you in that? Just curious.
Actually, for all my thinking ideas and all the things, it is like my thinking partner, and Claude is helping me. And I would say from last 1 month, I have been doing the work. Claude has just मैंने 6 महीने में जो काम नहीं किया था वो Claude ने मेरे को 1 महीने में करके दिया है. So I want to accelerate that.
Awesome.
Hi everyone, I'm Zofia. I just flew down a year ago from finishing my masters in Monash University. It's based out of Australia and Malaysia. So I'm working at the intersection of bringing in an ecosystem of coaches, trainers, mental health specialists, and everyone who manages the behind the scenes of a CEO's life. So I draw my experience from learning from startup ecosystems in Singapore, ANZ and APAC. So I saw this gap between them and our culture is that they don't try to do everything on their own. They have a support ecosystem, people who take away the friction from high performers' lives, athletes, even if it's children who are starting up early. So in our country, this is seen as an aftermath. Once the chaos is done, then they try to fix everything.
My team, please don't laugh so loudly.
So I see these creators, innovators, pretty much having a pretty strong ecosystem with them. So I was like, why isn't this there in my city, right? So Bangalore has 50% of all founders and all startups coming up in Bangalore. So I think that with the culture changing towards healthcare, people being more aware of their mental health, physical health, you don't have to do it all. So I work at the intersection of this. I'm using AI to build something in this space. And at the same time, I want to make sure that there's trauma-informed therapy given to children, orphans, and probably children who survived cancers as a first step into fixing what's broken, not after the damage is done. So the idea is to prevent them from turning to wrong coping mechanisms.
So the first one is mental health for founders.
Yes.
And then the second one is?
It's for children.
Children.
So my idea is that I do not want them to turn to the wrong coping mechanisms and integrate it in hospitals. So
We connected on LinkedIn, no?
yes.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Abhinav. I've been in the technology industry working in the areas of corporate communications and business operations for a couple of decades. I'm here to unlearn and I'm on a journey right now to do something different what I've been doing earlier. So let's see how this goes.
Awesome, excited to have you here.
Okay, hi, this is Ranga. I take care of marketing excellence and strategy for TCS. I'm here in my personal capacity, more curious to see how the new learning happens, as I also do talent transformation for TCS.
TCS. It's amazing the diversity in the room.
Hey, so this is Venu. I run a digital agency called Langoor. I'm obsessed with the things that can happen at the intersection of data, technology, and creativity. I don't belong to any one of those fields, but I try to act like I understand it. I've been running this agency for 10 years, otherwise been a technology guy, been a product guy, been a sales guy over the last 25 years. I came to the right school as a student. I don't know how I landed up here. Right? Suddenly, it's like you're the professor, sit there. I would love to sit that side. But I'm here to truly, purely, out of curiosity, understand how you guys think. When you build business, when you grow, right, you become super lonely, and everybody watches you with a different lens. And even in my company, it's very rare if I go and talk to a 22-year-old. They talk to me like a boss. At least here, I try to understand and unravel how you guys think. I'm very, very obsessed with it. Hopefully with that comes more learning. Right. So let's roll.
Awesome. So before we start, one quick question. I want to do like a quick poll. How much do people spend on AI subscriptions? How many people spend on AI subscriptions? Raise your hand. Like, okay, how many people spend more than 1,000 rupees on AI subscriptions? More than 5,000 rupees a month? More than 10,000 rupees a month? That's more than $100. Wow. More than 20,000 rupees? More than 30,000 rupees? I'll put my hand down at this point. More than 50 lakh rupees a month on AI subscriptions. That's why you're sitting over there.
That's where the obsession comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So yeah.
Can I ask a couple of questions to everybody? Just quick poll.
Yeah. It's important to understand the room, right?
So just a few questions, just to kind of understand your habits, what you do. How many hours do you use AI in a day? Less than 1 hour? Just raise your hands. Between 1 to 3 hours? Okay, more than 3 hours? Okay, more than 5 hours? Okay. How much time do you use social media?
I was hoping you would say more than 24 hours.
less than 1 hour?
Social?
Less than 1 to 3 hours. More than 3 hours? I 1 to 3. So
1 to 3.
How many of you lied on the last question? I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, good, great. Yeah, that's it. Let's
roll. Okay. Let's roll. Okay, I just want to share. I want to show. Can everybody see the screen clearly? Yeah. If anyone can't, I want to show you guys the video. If you want to come a little closer and just stand also, it's fine. I just showed this. How many times did I show it to you guys? Yes, last 2 days? Only 4 times. Yeah, if you want, you can just come closer. This is not a formal thing, guys. So, you guys know who Cody Sanchez is?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
No.
Huh? No? Okay, cool. She's a cool lady. She was, I think she was at Goldman Sachs, and then she decided to leave it and become like a creator who talks about buying businesses, right? But this video is not her typical video. She's suddenly broken out of pattern and she's gone into AI. Let me show it to my dad.
I feel like I have to make this video. What is happening right now in AI is unlike anything I have ever seen.
So here we are. There is literally no softer way to say it. If you're not making a change, you're going to make. Let's start with the thing that was the final straw for me. Jack Dorsey, founder of Twitter, just laid off 4,000 people in his company, 50% of the entire company. Why? AI. This is the biggest percentage employee layoff in S&P 500 history, like ever, like since inception. And then what happened? The stock went up. Let that actually sink in for a second. The market just rewarded a company for getting rid of humans. Not for making more money, not for growing, for getting rid of you. We're already seeing the cracks down here. Like 1 in 4 unemployed Americans has been out of work for 27 weeks. 27% of people who got a job this month, they took a pay cut. That's the warning line. Right now in the US, we have 41% more home sellers than buyers. This has literally never happened before. And I think it's just a start, you know? The future it's looking more scary, like doomsday shit. But how does this impact you and me? How do you win or lose with it? Here's what makes the difference from every disruption before it, and then how we can win, I think, still today. Because see, ChatGPT came out just over 3 years ago. Vibe coding became a thing a year ago. And in that tiny little window, AI went from a cute demo to doing real work. And this is happening right now.
Our new co-CEO, Bob, just laid them off.
The number should wake you up. At its current capability, AI agents could handle tasks that make up 44% of all US work hours.
Ravi, is that true since you make agents?
No.
It's lower?
It's much lower. Okay. It's much lower, and I mean, of course, this is a YouTube video. It has to garner views, but AI adoption is scarily low in enterprise today. Scarily low. What is big is something called as shadow AI, where a recent statistic came that 78% people who work in enterprise use AI without being authorized to use AI to do their job. So people are using AI, companies are not using AI. Because companies were built, the process in companies was built for people, not for agents to run. That process doesn't change overnight. It's going to take a lot of time for that process to change. Because data is sitting in places, software is built that is built for people. Everything, every pipeline, every interface that we use today is built for people. Agents can't use those interfaces. Right? They have to be integrated into it. There's a lot of plumbing involved. So enterprise adoption of AI is extremely low. People's adoption of AI is extremely high. Right? People who are working in companies, about a year back, I stopped getting bad emails for leave requests. I get extremely, refined, very well-written emails now for leave requests from people who used to just, kind of message me, sir, chhuti chahiye, are now sending me half a page, quotes on what their personal situation is and what they need to do. So yes, AI is being used.
It's being used for jugaad.
It's compensating. We'll discuss all of that. But no, it's not that scary.
Bots add another 13% on top of that. That's just today's technology, which is also the worst this technology will ever be. So when people talk about unemployment reaching places we've never seen before, yeah, there are credible voices warning that structural job loss could outpace job creation in ways nothing can fix. Some people are actually forecasting Great Depression level unemployment. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I want to protect you and I, because I don't think things are fine. So here's the incredibly hard truth. Right now, you need to work harder than you ever have in your entire life. This video all started actually because I interviewed this girl the other day from Goldman Sachs. She had all the right degrees, She went to Northwestern, and she had worked at a big company. After talking to her, I realized, oh my God, this poor thing, she's not going to make it in this world unless she makes massive changes. When I asked her how she was using AI, she said she was using ChatGPT to ask for recipes and about how to garden. When I asked her how fast she could make decisions, she said she liked to talk to all the stakeholders, pull it into a PowerPoint, and over the course of a couple weeks, make sure everybody's on the same page and then move forward. That world is dead. It does not exist anymore. And I know we all listened to boomer college advice, and so we went. We got the degrees. But it's going to get rough out there. I mean, 51% of Gen Z's college degree, they say it's a waste of money. 60% of Gen Z jobs have nothing to do with their degree. Like, I do not have easy, simple news for you. I just want to be the person in your business and life who tells you the truth. And the truth is, we should all be scared for what is coming. Yes, there will be opportunities, but there's going to be so much more disruption at the start than I have ever seen in my career. And so your world of work is never going to look the same again. You know, we got the majority of Gen Z considering blue collar work. This statistic like hurt my brain. Only 1.6 jobs.
This one scared me. Anyone has any insight on this? Is this is in the US right now? Hello.
Who here enjoys going to work?
Occasionally.
Right. There's a little bias.
Who here is not running their own company enjoys going to work? Okay. So, so a lot of work that we do is not fun, right? We stare at Excel sheets, look at 50 columns, put pivot tables and write, make PPTs to convince people what we can say in 30 seconds. We put in 30 slides just because we have to, right? Because it's a 1 hour meeting, because otherwise what will we do for the next 55 minutes? So we are actually doing a lot of repetitive things every day which are mechanical, right? We could save a lot of time in that day, right? There are many better things to do with our day than to do work for 8 hours. I think the Industrial Revolution did that. We were going to factories, we were working 2 shifts, putting bread on the table, but then machines came. Yes, people found other things to do, but work was automated. Labor work, which we were doing with our hands, was automated. Now it's time intellectual work is going to get automated, right? Which just means that we'll have more power to do things. There we work with machines, now we are going to work with thinking machines. So, right, so...
That's Mira Murati's company's name, right? Thinking Machines?
Yes, it's also the pretext of Dune, where the war happened with the thinking machines.
What is it? I mean, we don't have to watch...
That was a 10,000 year...
You guys want to see this video? Or who is not scared of AI? Of course, you're the AI player. Who's not scared of AI? Very good. Who's scared of AI? So, I think the people that come to places like this are taking action on it. So then, they're part of it. It's not there yet. So it's not there yet. It's not, as a technology, it's not there yet. It's still in its infancy. Maybe let's look at it this way. I don't want to start thinking. Before we jump in, 1 second, we have to borrow that. This man has been hiding in the side. Please introduce yourself, everybody.
I was too yellow for this entire sentence. I was okay. Hi guys, I'm Generative. I am the HI of the room, that is the human intelligence. While all of you here are for AI, that's why I was hiding. But what do? I host experiences and I hold spaces for people to arrive. Thank you.
I was thinking the easy way to kind of move the conversation is everybody has used AI, pretty much, right? Different shapes, forms. There's no point in talking about tools, what have you used and everything. Can we go around and say if anybody has really used it to create something that has created an impact already? What I mean by the impact is either it has turned into a business, whether it is made 10 rupees or 100 rupees, doesn't matter. What is the real practical use of AI in your life you have done, using which you have created something? I'm interested to know that. That gives us a window into how does one use. Is that fair?
Yeah, we have, where's the mic? Audience mic? Student mic? Okay, who wants to go? So the question is practical use cases of AI that, if it's a cool use case that someone is.
My really dull use case was I've realized that I can afford to do things without having to pay my CA to do it for me. got real tangible financial impact on
saving money.
Yeah. Saving money, being compliant, not getting into trouble with IT.
Anyone else?
This was during my master's again. We created, I am not that mine, these days are out we created an AI tool to outsource Salesforce. So Salesforce Navigator, but industry specific, so without the use of LinkedIn. So instead of reaching out, sending cold emails randomly, we created a funnel, an AI tool and an app just for us, for our project, to outsource all the Salesforce. Yes. So we didn't have to do these logs and then send out.
What was the difference in outcome before and after?
We didn't have to deal with data which was not relevant to our product. So it would help us navigate our target market. I think a fraction of something which would take you about 3 months to 4 months to get leads that convert into sales. We were able to do it in a month's time.
Condense your use cases since we got here. How did you use AI? Yeah, how did you use AI? Like, what did it solve? What was the outcome? Research.
So I have a very use case, but it is good for me because I am very bad at writing scripts, and I really wanted to write good scripts, get ahead, and whatever I was doing because I was super proud. So I have Perplexity to take control of my web browser and to the narrative speak. So this guy is going to speak in the blog, understand how it speaks and everything, give him context, give Perplexity context, and with all of that, even using ChatGPT plugin, we made a very good script and which was used at the end of the blog while creating the blog. Second, while editing videos, I find it very hard to find new, good, tasteful songs. I again ask it to take control of my browser, then it finds me all these new songs and everything. Then, yeah.
Okay, let's change course. Let me repeat the question. Using AI, have you created a business that you have launched that is making money?
I use it creative.
Okay.
Who's AI to make money?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. What do we have there?
It's not a business. So I was just running out of money, and then I saw this WhatsApp automation that took me like an hour to build for freelance project for 10,000 dirhams, which I feel very bad.
Everything in traffic media sells for 10,000 dirhams.
This was not freelance. It was not this thing.
I know.
Service. So I feel bad for selling at that rate because it took an hour. The way I sold it was like, like this, and I made like good money out of that. Not like a fully stuck in, but
Awesome.
it was.
You know what you should really make next? You should make a sales skill and sell that. Okay, go on.
I used it to build lists for my outbound reach outs. Like,
okay.
Yeah, so sometimes, and the second use case is sometimes workshops in climate can get boring. So I've used it to come up with interesting ways of explaining boring concepts.
Guys, I want to clarify what Venu's question is, right? Is, and I also realized this a while after using AI, is that everyone's using AI for creative. If you're not, like, what are you doing? But like, what we're trying to like get cross-pollination of is if you found a growth hack to make money off, like he built a tool and sold it, or someone saved the cost.
So for me, it's cost saving for building this.
For everyone, it's cost saving, but though, right? You know, like if anyone has a growth hack that other people can benefit from, that like is like on another level, then we want to cross deploy that amongst everyone. Who else has made money with AI? Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's like lead qualification, like automated calls. So I deployed in a DSL funnel we have got. So a lot of people were getting into the funnel, but I actually got 4 employees who were calling throughout the day.
Virtual call agents.
Yeah, so now virtual call agents calls them, qualifies them, and then all the qualified leads only come to us and we close them. So overall, monthly cost saving it is around 4 lakh rupees, and we are making good money with the time saved that we have.
I make money with selling. So, okay, so this is pre-ChatGPT. Okay? The first thing that we launched at Kobo was because we were interested in motorcycling, and we thought a lot of people travel, but they don't remember everything that they did when they go for a trip. So we took a GPS tracker. We integrated it with about 75 data points, including a location, time, weather, etc., some APIs. We wrote a narrative intelligence. It was called NLP at that time. There was no ChatGPT, and we created a vlogging agent. So you keep this tracker with you in your car, in the motorcycle. You come back, you have a travel log. It arranges your photos, and then you build a video editor. Also made a video out, sync the music, and get you a video. We launched February 2020 a travel product, and in 30 days COVID hit. We shut shop for a year and a half. Came out, licensed it to some of the largest two-wheeler companies. So all two-wheeler companies in India today still use that. So it wasn't an agent, but it was a narrative intelligence AI engine. So we made our first money in Kobo building and selling.
Introduce yourself. Hi, I am Vyom. I run an agency. I'm also a creator. And how I make money with AI? Ooh. I have an open flaw that pretends to be an account manager and deals with my agencies and customers. And I don't think anyone knows about it.
Until now! This is in guys.
I post.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I think that has basically allowed me to not expand the team and manage quite a large workload. And I'm a person that's diagnosed severe ADHD, so it's extremely hard for me to focus on things for a very long duration of time. I think I solved that problem with AI. I'm not sure what's the monetary value of it, maybe trillions of dollars. And that's one way. And also to a certain degree, when I'm creating content, I have a dashboard that's supplying me insights from my competitors in content creation. I have a dashboard that brings data from LinkedIn and Instagram connected through the Meta Graph API and LinkedIn's API, right? And I'm constantly just crunching data, and I am asking Claude for validation. So that is how I have been making money with AI. Most of my business runs because I am very visible out there, and that's how I make sales. So I would say that, yeah, of course, with flat butts.
You guys should follow me on Instagram. Make some really wide follow.
So yeah, that's how I make money with AI.
Awesome.
I was just curious to know who truly is creating any impact on it, right? So because as Azaan said, all of this, there's no point in talking that we are using AI and doing stuff like that. But I think 90% of it, what I heard was internal usage, internal efficiencies. There are research for closing, scoring, and stuff like that. Do you see any patterns of that? Because that's a very easy spot for all of us to go. Hence, we use these tools to make our lives easier rather than building something for outside world. Do you really believe using this we can build great products and companies? All of you believe? Truly believe? Then what's stopping to explore that? Or what is the starting point to explore that?
Learn how to use it.
Okay, so let's do a quick fire kind of a round. Let's ask questions, okay, of what you would like to know about AI, right? So we understand what kind of questions you have. They can be ethical questions, they can be product questions, they can be technical questions, they can be questions on anything, how to grow your social media. So anything around AI that you think is the biggest question right now that you want to talk about, let's just start understanding what questions you have, and then that will kind of go into a conversation that we have.
The first one is how to build because it's so crowded.
Like there's a mental barrier in my head that I'll go build any business but not AI. It's because it's so crowded that everyone is just doing it, and I don't think that we feel like if I'm doing something, we feel like a global impact. Like there's so many things, so many AI, so many things, it's so crowded, and I just don't want to go there. I would rather go and focus in logistics business because everyone is there, so I would go build into logistics because
there are enough people there also.
Yeah, but again, the problem is that they don't know how to market. They are only going to referrals. They don't have a good marketing team doing that.
Okay.
But like, okay, AI is there and everyone is doing. They're plugging in ChatGPT. They're plugging in this thing. There's no innovation. There are innovation, but it's the same thing again and again and again. It's just my mental barrier problem.
Sure.
What's your question?
My question is, okay, if I have to start something here, okay, like I want to start something, let's say this thing, I want to build this model, but I want to know what are the things that's not done in AI yet that potentially can be a business opportunity.
Can I take this one? Because I don't think it's a technical question.
Please.
You guys think there's a lot of content being made in the world? Lot of content? How come that's not stopping you from making content?
Yeah, but again, like content is a different way, but AI especially like AI is a different kind. Yeah, but money making. Like there's no successful startup that like made money like profit. There's no AI company that has made good profitability. Now all the VCs coming in, all the investors coming in right now are going and asking profitability first. So VC into the investors like
I think it's a very, very good question. I think it's a very fundamental question. If to build with AI, then what to build with AI? Right? Because everything's being built with AI, right? So I think that's a very, very good question, and I think it's there as a part of our discussion today on what to build with AI. So let's more questions.
Yeah. So I'm a founder, right? So how can I use this platform for increasing revenue and to optimize my cost? At the end of the day, I need to make my business profitable. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job. What are 3 things I can use AI so that I can optimize my business to increase revenue and reduce cost? That's my
It's a very pointed, good question.
Yes.
How do I make money with AI?
Yes.
That's going to be my LinkedIn post now.
With 3 things.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Social media manager, right? So I work in creating content for a brand. Now, my end thing is posting out something for the consumers to consume, and it's all about igniting some kind of emotion in the person who's consuming the video or a reel or anything that I post. Earlier, before AI, right? So what I used to do is go through multiple reference videos on YouTube on what brands have done to inspire me to start doing stuff. Now, even when I look at my intern, if I ask him for a normal video script, instead of going to reference videos, he directly goes into AI and asks for a script. Right? Now, I just want to understand like how would AI be able to trigger emotions when it's built on learning LLM models. Right? So yesterday only I was just going through reels and reel came up that you can read hundreds of cookbooks, but if you're not able to taste something, then what's the point?
summarize the question at the end, you can write it. So my question is how to get emotion. Okay. Trigger emotion.
To create more sticky content.
Yeah.
Right?
My question is that when everyone's using AI to generate ideas, to bounce off ideas from, what is originality now? And at what point do you start predicting the AI as well at the end of your creation?
Script by Claude.
Connected to this, I was thinking that related to creativity, design, and architecture, I think, okay, now we're using AI, but what's going to happen in 10 years that you will recognize with AI what is our real architecture, and also people would appreciate something from AI or from a nice architecture. So I wonder, is the real value in the AI for creativity, for design, for art project, or people will always prefer something and pay something that comes from a real person or real person.
So I'm just going to re-explain the space that I'm into. So we do interior acoustic installations for corporate offices, mainly that these panels of sound. So it's for big offices for lakhs and lakhs of square feet, thousands of square feet. So my question to you is, right now, I personally use AI for, it's used a lot for graphic design, for art, like proposals, stuff like that, but when it comes to architectural design, these measurements need to be down and accurate to the millimeter when it's huge. So how can I use AI to be accurate in this space and to design these stuff, like intricate ceiling designs that we do, the architect design, but how can I use AI to do the same thing?
What software do you use?
AutoCAD.
Okay, so AutoCAD has plugins that can write scripts that can be controlled by an agent or an AI, and it can control AutoCAD. It can generate whatever you want it to generate, because eventually whatever's happening on the interface, behind it there's a few lines of code. So that code decides, is it a circle or a cube or a cylinder, right? Agents or these models over the last, especially 6 months, have become extremely good at writing code. If you see, maximum amount of investment has gone into building coding models, and coding models are now able to control software. So there is a big shift that is going to happen. The world was built by code, software, and human, right? The software is going to disappear. There will be an agent in the middle, and there will be your data or whatever, your code, right? And there will be a human. The easiest example to understand this is Perplexity. Where is the browser now? When you do a search, you don't use a browser. You don't type your question in Google, sift through 30 web pages, click on one and read it. You just ask a question, it goes and serves, the browser's gone for majority of us. Browser was a huge software that we used to use every day, right? So the software is disappearing because now you're talking to an agent. The agent can do deep research, see 100 websites, and then come back to you. Same thing with AutoCAD. Same thing with any kind of software that was built for people will now slowly get controlled by an AI. So you'll be able to do whatever you do, iterate, talk to your assistant or your agent, and that agent will be able to build whatever you want to build.
I think Praveen, probably a lot of them may not get, or probably not exposed to what is agent.
How many people
have you get what is an agent?
How many people are using an agent? Raise your hand properly.
That's what I was saying.
Everyone's using an agent. Claude is an agent. Claude is not the model. So I can explain this in very simple.
We'll go to that
space. So this, I think there was one more person.
Yes.
Essentially, these are the questions that are leading to it, right? So yeah, please.
Actually, I have a question for every single one of you.
Yeah.
So it might be better with me, okay? So every one of you has modern MacBooks, modern iPhones, modern iPads, right? And when you use ChatGPT or Gemini or LLMs, you're basically, what are you interacting with? You have the UI of a Google Chrome browser and you have the UX of a chatbot. So it's not really, tech companies have really dumbed it down for every single one. So essentially at the end of the day, you're actually looking to get skill in prompting. Now, what I want to know is, why don't you guys use your technology and your hardware and understand AI in a way where you can run bespoke models and agents perhaps in your own machine, the way you understand best, the way you personalize and optimize for your business or your workflows and so on. And I'm sure that if everyone is using Claude or if everyone is using Gemini or ChatGPT, where is the differentiation? You guys have your own special workflows, I'm assuming, correct? One person has climate change as a focus. One person has mental health as a focus. Now, the data set is, basically the entire internet right now. Where is your data set? You have your own unique special experiences. You have your own blogs. I'm sure you as well, and to really great detail. So, my question is, why don't you guys do it locally?
Okay, good question.
So I have a question for mental health specific, everyone is using AI for processing their thoughts and all, and whatever the startups right now are taking on for tooling for supporting their, for supporting people's health and whatever the case they want, they can have access at any of the time. But I believe there is a lack of human interaction, because what if there is a critical care required? Human is interacting with AI or human whatever. So how we can build a system where AI is useful, or it could be tool or everything for a general support, but with the layer of human intervention where professional can take care of that. So that is something I think about how we can manage.
AI and human integration.
Yes.
Knowing when to switch between.
Yes.
Just quick poll again. How many of you use AI for personal questions? Really personal questions? Thank you.
Really personal questions. All right, so
we have one last question. Shall we?
No, one last.
Yeah, I think she has one. Let's just understand.
Most of the people, I believe, don't come from a technical background. I believe people are from sales, marketing, and different background, right? So somebody who want to use an LLM or a model should be technically sound. You should have great amount of technical knowledge to run that. Because back then, I wanted to build a lead generation agent. I was not able to, because it asked me to embed a code which has to be written in React or something like that. So somebody who have some minimum amount of knowledge to build something, a great output, because when you're writing a prompt, it's like segments. You have to understand, you have to speak in a language which it understands. It's something I want to learn from.
You need to be technically savvy.
You need to be technically savvy to do it.
Yeah. So again, adding to her point, we know that with the current generation being engrossed in social media and more online interactions instead of human interaction with people, studies have shown that AI amplifies delusions and psychotic symptoms. So reinforces ideas which are not fine, which are not okay, and they turn to it for perhaps an emotional connection. And you see this more in children who are exposed to AI way earlier than we are. So where is this line drawn when people are creating chatbots or agents like Claude, that they interact specifically like a robot and not like a human?
You know about the Turing's test? Turing's test.
No, not aware.
Just Google it. So Turing's test is
What is it?
basically it's basically identifying when an AI is indistinguishable from a human. So when you're talking to an AI, it is indistinguishable. And when we pass that, where you cannot tell that this is AI, you pass the Turing's test. I mean, we're getting very close to that. But that's also very fair question, but that's also built into the model itself. It's a probabilistic model. It's supposed to give an output and not refuse to give an output. So it's affirmative by design. And it's affirmative to whatever you talk to it about also. So it has to agree with you. It's designed to agree with you and not disagree with you because they want you to like it. Right? Otherwise you'll stop using it if it says, no, go to hell, I'm taking a break. Right? ChatGPT won't be as friendly. So it's there in the design, and I think that's a good question. We write ethical boundaries, ethical boundaries.
In a Harvard study, just to add to it, people who rely too much on AI for critical thinking, they show lesser neural pathways being made in the brain. So how can this be tackled? Because you cannot remove it from children using it.
Yes, absolutely.
So isn't that like you're dumbing out your brain, just constantly relying on a chatbot and an AI to think for you? So what about the developmental aspect?
Yes. Okay, so let me fundamentally, I won't try to be technical at all. I'm not a technical person anyways. I just act like one. So I have no technical education background, but this is my passion, so I learn about it, and I spend a lot of time learning about it. So it's actually not AI. What started out is actually generative AI. I think that's a very important word to understand. What is generative AI? Every time you talk to ChatGPT, it is generating something. Every time you talk to Nano Banana, it's generating something. The algorithm that is used to generate whatever you see today was written 30 years back. Right? It was not written today in last 3 years. The reason it was written 30 years back and it only came alive today was only because the compute that was needed and the amount of data that was needed to train on that algorithm, right? It's called a neural network, right? So a neural network is a very simple thing. Principally, it is basically the ability to predict an outcome. Okay, that's what a neural network is. It has what they call neurons. It just looks like forks, where you ask a question and then it forks out into millions of options, and then from those options it chooses what is the best predictable outcome for this question. Right? There wasn't enough data in the world, but as internet grew, everything grew. GPUs were available because of gaming. GPUs became very widespread available. They figured that we could use GPUs to train a neural network, a large neural network. Right? So when they put a lot of data at it, they still don't know how. So if you ask Ilya, who was one of the founders of OpenAI, they still don't know how it predicts so accurately the next word. So all AI is doing is predicting the next word accurately. And when it writes an entire page, it's actually just predicting the next token. So the first token and what should be the next token. So I am Praveer. So it predicts 3 tokens. These are the currency of AI. They're called tokens. Same way, a vision model predicts pixels, right? But behind all of this is actually there are no words. AI doesn't understand words. AI only understands tokens. Tokens are actually numbers. Numbers with 8 or 10 point decimals. Right? So every word is actually broken down into we'll go slightly technical so that we know what is this generative game all about, right? So you know what is happening behind the scene. So what's happening here is that there is a word. The word is converted into something called as a vector. A vector is a number. The number is plotted in a space. So animals' names are here and people's names are here, right? Now everything is in space. Now it knows if an animal or a verb has to be used, they're all together, so it's able to predict and comprehend. The more data you throw at it, they figured that they have to do reinforcement learning. You would have heard about all these terms. Reinforcement learning is me telling the AI, you are wrong, this is the right answer. So it goes back and does better predictions. Says, was I able to predict better this time? Yes. Like, no. So you just keep reinforcing answers to it and it gets better at predicting. Now you throw a lot of code at it, you throw a lot of, all the books were thrown at it, all the news was thrown at it, but we ran out of data. And that's a reality. A year back, we ran out of data. There isn't enough data in the world to train AI anymore. So AI started generating its own data to train itself. Now that's what happened. So now Claude is generating data and Claude is getting trained on that data.
Synthetic data?
Yes. I don't know if synthetic is still built on our data or things that we've written, the books that we've read. So this is generative AI. Right? In the same way, if you see an image, it predicts the next pixel. So there is one pixel, the next pixel, the next pixel, the next pixel, puts it all together. That's an image that comes in front of you. Right? It's just prediction. Now it's getting very good at predicting. It's getting very accurate at predicting. Right? That's the fundamental of how this technology works. That's it.
So I think Pravesh spoke about data, right? Data is at the heart of it. The context is next to it. The rules are behind it, and the way tools are connected, it makes the whole ecosystem. Data kahan se aayega? What context I will pull it? When I pull it, what are the rules I will apply? And to do all of this, which are the tools I connect? That's a business now, right? If you apply these four, you can probably create businesses for mental wellness app, to climate control apps, to sales apps, to fashion apps, to audio apps, whatever, right? I think foundationally, that one piece, I thought it's very important for everybody to analyze and register. What I urge you to do it, whatever problems you're trying to solve, you put these four boxes and try to write, you're building a system. Take any example, put these four things, you will build a workflow and a system. That is step number one. Right? But then the larger question becomes, where does the data come from? What tools do we access to? Because the context, your context is different, my context is different. Your rules is different, my rules is different. But the data and the tools becomes common, right? Even in the world of data, probably you will have your own data and outside data. Stay with it. Now, if all of this is equal, then the second topic of interest was, then what is the difference of you using AI and me using AI? Everything is commoditized, everything is leveled, table stakes. What does it mean then to use AI? That was 90% of your question, right? How and what does this mean? That begs the question of where does the thinking of using AI starts and stops. Can we double click on that before going into the nitty-gritties of it?
I have a question, and you can take your time. By the end of this session, maybe you have something that you write down about that question. This is a question that I ask myself every day. This is a question that I've asked myself for many years. But now working with AI, I ask this a lot more. Okay, and I'll give you a slight context about it, and try to answer it in your own way. And I would love to know what you think the answer is.
Can we use a paper for this one? Everyone has a sheet?
What do you think is thinking? Right? What is thinking? Right? I'm asking this to myself every day now, more often than not, because now we don't think alone. think with somebody or something, we think with AI. The more we go into the future, we're going to think more with AI. And I think she mentioned here that neural pathways, right? So there is a concept called cognitive offload. Cognitive offload is essentially when you think there is friction here, right? There is resistance because there is some neural pathway that is not there. So if I ask you to think about physics right now, there will be resistance because there is not enough information or just it's difficult. You offload that to an AI now. So there is no resistance. There is no new neural pathway that is formed, but a different neural pathway is getting formed. So what does thinking mean as we go forward, right? 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, right? How it's going to change for all of us? I think that's one question that I'd love to know what you think about. And that question dovetails into the next thing and I think the biggest point I see is what to build with AI. Right? How do we answer this question? Yes, you have AutoCAD and interior design, you want to build interiors, but is that the best thing to build with AI? Who decides what is it that we build with AI? What is a thinking framework around what to build with AI? And I want to come at that framework together with all of you. I'll also do some research. I'll also think, and we'll discuss, can we build a framework together on what to build with AI? What are the parameters? Because, and I've thought about this because I build a product that I want others to use to build with AI, right? So if you see a lot of new FMCG brands, small niche FMCG brands have come up in the last 5 years. Okay? A lot more small coffee shops, very bespoke coffee shops, experiential coffee shops have come up in the last 4, 5, 6 years, right? A lot of different kind of businesses that don't want to scale, that want to remain boutique, that want to remain small and niche, right? There is already a shift in terms of how people are thinking about business. No one's thinking, not a lot of people, but a lot of people are now thinking small, niche, but deep, right? Not going wide and thin when it comes to their business strategy, right? AI is going to enable a lot of that. AI is going to help you build. There was a case study I was reading yesterday. Some guys built a website about pizza delivery or something in the US, launched it overnight, and started making money the next day. Something like this they did. Right? But simple niche business that doesn't scale to become $1 billion enterprise, but becomes a great business to run. This is one direction everyone's going. The other direction everyone's going is they're picking up boring businesses. They're picking up businesses that are really, really boring and saying, okay, I'm just going to do this because it's simpler and it doesn't have any of the AI stuff. So what is the thinking framework we use when we try to answer this question, what to build with AI? Where is that opportunity? Yes, you can build great videos with emotional attention to engage people more so they are hooked more, but that's short-lived because AI will build even better videos. It will test it, it will create 1 million variations of it, faster, better, right? And they'll be far more engaging. So I think
let's take a 5 minutes break. I think let's build the framework together, guys.
Yes.
We don't know the answer. You understood? Let's build a framework on how to use AI to build things.
Itself, we don't know what we want to do with it, right? We've done deep sessions, we've done sessions that everybody comes and we just start whiteboarding. Everyone makes a landing page and goes back. We've done that. But then we've also, like, the new insight I'm getting from Venu and from the experts is that he said software is going to get deleted. I'm sitting here spending hours all night making a prettier website, a better app, and then I go to Venu and I'm like, Venu, see what I've done? And he's like, idiot. That's what they want you to do. So only in last night school it hit me that I need to look at those 4 blocks of data, context, rules and tools Nobody wants to look at that. I don't want to look at it either. But if you don't understand that, the AI you're using is brain rot AI. If that makes any sense, it's like in content also, right? You think you're getting smarter, but you're really not. Or you think you're building something, but an agent is just going to replace. There's going to be one agent on mental health. How will you compete with that?
I'll just add to that, right? It's just like, doing the same as what automation did to physical labor, right? So you have some desired outcomes by starting to use AI, and you have some undesired outcomes. Same as the physical labor, right? So when we went into factory and automation and industrialization, then a lot of work, which again, boring work, which we did not want to do, strenuous work, which we did not want to do, has started happening in a much more efficient way for us. The unintended consequences of that was employability of people. Initially, till people figured out what they could do otherwise, and it was also people who used to do physical work used to get benefits of being engaged, healthier. When that became that, okay, I can sit on a seat and see what the machines are doing, it had undesired outcomes also. And I think we are going to see a flavor of that if you don't understand that AI is a tool which you should not be offloading all of your internet to.
Okay, so we are thinking of a framework. I've done my homework. So
I've done my homework.
So we're thinking of a framework on how to unravel what to build with AI, right? So how do we know what to build with AI? But we want to put it into a framework. A framework is a structure in which a force structure in which everybody can think, right? So all of us need to come down to one structure. And if you have a structure, we'll discuss it. I have a structure, I will do my job, I am here, and I will show it to you. We'll pick, and then we'll move forward to the next step, right? So let's take a couple of minutes. Whoever's ready.
And just because this question can be a deep question and take time, I'll just give you guys a little bit of a recap. Oh God. I'll give you guys a little bit of a recap of the last half. This is how I like to use AI. So the last half was recorded, put into a transcript, put into Notion, put into Notebook LLM. This summarizes the last half of the session. If you guys want to just take a skim at it and then do the thinking framework. Venu's favorite 4: data, context, tools, rules. Huh? Praveen's? Okay. So thinking framework, pen and paper, pencil and paper.
Any early ideas?
Or use AI, whatever.
What?
On how to think?
Yes. How to think about what to build with AI.
What to build again?
What to build with AI? What should I build today with AI?
To decide.
New ideas. How do I come up with a new idea?
And
with all this going on.
Fast pace now in the second half, like everyone talk quickly, and then let's get some momentum going.
Mudde pe aaja.
I've been thinking about what you said. What do you think thinking is? So I'm a little visual person, so I think it's like the climax scene of Interstellar, where you're inside a tesseract, and then you have all the different scenarios. That's the knowledge and that's the experience you've collected so far in your life, and then you're supposed to come out of it with a solution. However, for the first time in human history, you don't need to remember all of it. You can record it and instantaneously obtain it with a assistant by your side.
Okay, fair.
Okay. Is that the framework or that's just your thoughts?
He's thinking about thinking.
Okay, thinking about thinking. Good.
This loop is never ending, no? Anyone else?
Framework to what to build with AI.
Yes.
Simple Rakona.
I think so I think we should start with a problem and it should be original. Like for instance, if I'm having someone at home who's unwell and I could not reach out and get a transport to take them to the hospital. So start with the original problem. So the problem comes first. Then identify who benefits from it, which is your client, ideal client profile or ICP in the startup language. So who benefits from it? And third is how will you, how big is the market? Like, can we quantify the problem? Identify the problem, who benefits from it, quantify the problem, come up with ideas. So
Okay.
Okay,
I'm going to counter your thought, right? Because I want to challenge the framework that you built.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll all accept everything in this world. How do you know? How do you size a market when you don't know what the technology is going to become?
Yeah, but sizing the market is one part, but what to build should start from original problem.
You don't even know. You don't even know if that problem is going to exist in 6 months, because an AI will discover cure to cancer.
It's a good thing to break these things before we build, right? Because we don't want to build naively.
We're taking one level up there.
We are future gazing here. We are building future proof ideas, right? So we can't be thinking about today. We are building a company that might last for 5 years, 10 years, right? So we have to come up with a framework that doesn't break.
Anybody else? Anybody who's worked in McKinsey?
Yeah.
Anybody with Word 2x2?
Yeah, someone.
Best to
If you guys can show how you guys have done it, I think then it will make sense for us.
That's why we are here. Don't worry about it. But you do realize that now I forced you to think, right? And most of you are trying to think without AI. You realize the limitation of thinking.
Because now we are already so.
Do you realize how much of your thinking is based on knowledge, and how limited it is because of what you know, right? And knowledge is just experience. I have obviously spent many more years on this planet. So it's not nothing to do with intelligence. I'm talking about knowledge. Just sitting here absorbing things.
Yeah, go. So, Mike,
come across a problem.
Mike?
So how thinking works like a framework, it's basically come across a problem and whatever knowledge we have or experience we have, we go through that and we process that problem. How can I fix it? And then I figure out things in a way where it can be solved by people or by any tool or something. So that's all my.
Yeah, I think that's a little closer to where I am going with this. Anyone else?
There, yeah.
Answer what to build with AI. How do you answer?
Okay.
So, just building on what was said, I used the word building already. So for me, thinking was building on what comes before. Right? So, my friend here talked about the original problem. But then going back to the life experience and other things, I don't know whether something could be purely original. It always has to be built on top of what has happened before, what we've learned before, what we've experienced before. So for me, that's the part of the thinking framework that we're talking about. And in terms of what to build, my inclination is more towards one of the things that you talked about, which is the boutique concept. Because scaling, scaling is something where there are a lot of initial resources required and that needs to be there. It is easy lifting, easier maybe in certain ways to go with something that is finite within your control and you can go ahead and use ways to amplify. I don't know if I'm thinking in the right direction.
It's amazing.
It's amazing to see the same question, however simple, when one is asking, is completely transitioned into at least 45 different versions, even when there are 28 people.
Yes.
Right? Which is good. So, I'm repeating the question again. Is there a framework, not an idea, is there a framework to think what to build on AI? I have an idea to create a football academy.
Whose idea is that?
That's it. Now, how do I say I can build this on AI? Is there a framework to decide? Karna hai ya nahi karna? How to build an acoustic engineering system, design system? Will I build it with AI without AI, whatever that is. How? We are not talking about how. Right?
Okay, so let's go to the whiteboard because I'm professor for the day, so might as well do my job. So I thought about the same problem that I raised because I didn't know about what I was going to speak about, but I came up with a framework, right? A framework is a structure that helps you organize your thoughts. That's basically what it's supposed to do, right? So you know what to keep and what to reject, right? That's what a good framework should do, right? So I came up with something very simple. It's a simple 4-quadrant matrix. What a human can do, what a human cannot do, what a AI can do, and what a AI cannot do. Pretty simple, right? There's opportunities in all 4 quadrants here.
Yeah.
Right? Some of you are already working in a domain where you're operating here, right? But maybe a little closer to AI, right? Some people might be operating purely here, right? Which is far away from AI, nothing to do with AI. I don't know who operates here, and I don't have an answer to this quadrant. Actually, I actually just put question marks here.
AI cannot.
We're stargazing, right?
We'll go to the debate at the end.
We are looking in the future. I don't know. I don't know in the future what AI cannot do. With robotics, with humanoid robots.
Physical.
Okay, let me throw something. Can it become a companion for you? Yes, of course it can become can it become a partner to a human? Yes, of course it can. So I don't know this answer. Okay, I'm still thinking and I'm grappling with this, and it's scary a little bit. So this quadrant's scary, okay? Related to that YouTube video that we just saw. But there's opportunities everywhere.
Phil.
Let's now think and let's fill this up with your ideas. Whatever you think. The more we fill this up, the better we'll all understand each quadrant deeply, right? What I'll do is I'll just keep typing whatever you say, right? And I'll make the font size bigger or smaller depending on what I think the size of that opportunity is. So it will become like a word cloud in a grid.
One small tweak one can do, if you guys want to, depending on how you were a little bit getting towards ethical AI possibilities, the can and cannot, you can replace that to should and shouldn't.
Okay.
Right? Then it becomes, please, close, be happy, go home. Right? But
that's the job of governments. So what AI should and should not do, what humans should and should not do.
But you may have a strong opinion. The same framework can give you.
Because they do that job so well.
Yeah.
No.
Anybody who has an idea.
They are terrible at that job.
One of the ideas was that half of your marketing agencies.
So, before we begin, who said that they're overwhelmed and what is the point? Like, where do I even start or what's the point? This is literally answering that, right? In a world where everyone can build, thinking about what to build might just be the differentiator. And this is a framework for that.
Exactly.
Okay, so take a few minutes, make your notes, try to fill some things in these quadrants. We'll just go around, pick what we all think is relevant. We'll just place it in the quadrants.
Everybody, we know kind of having notes on what everybody is focusing on.
Or do they want to come up with new things? So probability works outside of data sets. Right? Mathematical probability works outside of data sets. It's extrapolation of a data set into extreme number of probable outcomes. Okay, so if you know about AlphaFold, AlphaFold is a AI by Google that does gene sequencing predictions, right? On how a set of genes can kind of come together to solve a specific disease. It's a purely probabilistic game, right? It has to generate millions of genes and predictions. They go into a test set. The test set is tested for efficacy, right? And the winning outcome actually goes into becoming a drug, right? Now, to do that many mathematical calculations, right, not possible by humans. Expose this to the next big thing that's going to come after AI, it's quantum computing. Quantum computing does trillions of more calculations and probabilities, right, than today's GPUs. So AI with quantum computing will be able to come up with, let's say you need a material that can go as close to the sun without melting, right? That material doesn't exist. But to build a DNA or a structure, a biological structure, is just a game of probability. So if an AI can do trillions of calculations and come up to that one probability that material will not melt, right? That's what AI can do, right? And that's the real potential of this probabilistic model. So never think that it's limited by the data that you've given it. It's unlimited by the ability to predict millions of outcomes, right? Analyze those outcomes faster than we can and choose the right outcome, right? Right now you have two choices, yes or no, but AI has a billion choices to choose from. It can test a billion choices. Obviously, whatever it chooses out of a billion choices is going to be a great possibility because it's already explored all scenarios. You've seen Marvel movies, right? Doctor Strange is there and he says, I've already explored all possible universes that are going to be there, and this is the only universe that can happen at this point in time. So that's pretty much how AI works, right? But he has that power to be able to predict. So I think that might not stand in terms of real correlation to AI.
Someone said AI found physical wellness. How do you think Ozempic was found? How do you think GLP-1s found?
No. AI can help you lose weight. It can't help you gain muscle without moving, right?
No, but the thing is that peptides are like a single solution that tell you that there are an X amount of like those proteins we were talking about, right? Like what was AlphaFold, right? AlphaFold is a formula that finds new proteins, right? At the end of the day. GLP is a result of that. So GLP does what? It treats diabetic people, and for people who want to look good, it basically cuts fat and makes you depressed, right? So it's very hard to imagine that it won't help you gain muscle in the near short term. I'm talking 2 to 3 year time.
Without physical effort.
Yes, 100%. It could. Peptides can do that. So I
simply worked out for 21 years.
So yeah, Azaan can get further jacked is what I'm saying.
There is hope.
AI cannot do caregiving.
Caregiving?
Giving birth.
Do you think a humanoid...
Giving birth? That also lab babies.
Yeah.
Yes, lab babies are possible.
But
I want to add to that, not
Mike,
but AI cannot.
One second.
I agree, it is not the same, it may not have the warmth that a human has, but then purely because of the demographic constraints in Japan, they are already using AI for different kinds of care.
But isn't that why their population also dropped in massively?
I think we are mixing up the cause and effect. They are having to use this because they don't have the population support. Yeah, we take this.
One more.
Just one thought to that. Caregiving is possible, but AI cannot feel like how a human can feel.
Good point.
AI cannot feel. Empathy. They will always be on the same wavelength as you are. If you say you are disappointed, AI will respond to that disappointment. But it will not feel that disappointment to the level another human can feel with you. So the empathy quotient will come with the human can and AI cannot.
In 2 hours, what I realized is from grabbing topics of sales, outbound, call karega, chudiyagi karega, all of that. I'm glad you're talking this. I'm glad you're talking beyond efficiencies and effectiveness of your lives. Oh, I connected Claude to this and I got some answer and made me so happy. At least last 10 minutes nobody said that. Okay? I'm saying whenever one thinks about solutions and businesses, you at least elevate one level up. you will not get caught up with the rut and the over content. What is the word?
Brain rot.
Correct, that is happening, right?
That word everyone remembers.
It scares you, right? So throw all of that and just go back to the basics. It's still the same framework that works. So इसमें क्या है? It's like human AI can do, cannot do, should do, shouldn't do, right? If you start thinking, then comes the question of my business, my thought process, where does it fit? Then it becomes what AI is relevant here now. Because even within one quadrant, now you will worry about, now if I am a jewelry designer and I have decided that AI can do, now what is the tools, now what is the knowledge, now how I will build. Then it becomes super clear now. In that journey, you will not need cloud, you will not need perplexity, you will need this, you will need that. That is, in our mind, honestly irrelevant.
Yes, and firstly, I want to come to this because it's an important question, right? Can AI empathize?
Can AI feel?
Can AI feel, right? So we are again stargazing, right? We are looking at the future. We are trying to see in a crystal ball, right? Not with today's AI. You know that the biggest use of AI is the AI you don't see. The AI that you don't see. Behind every reel that you see on Instagram, there is an AI. The AI is designed to feel what you are feeling and to predict what you are going to feel, right? And based on that, not only show you ads, but also make you feel better by showing you different kind of content.
It's emotional.
That AI is what you don't see, but you use every day. Or the AI uses you every day, right? So feeling, yes. Now you can say, is it a genuine feeling or is it not a genuine feeling? Is it a human feeling or not a human feeling, right? Now let's go to, this is today, right? Now let's go into the future. What AI lacks today, and with agentic AI, a lot of these things are going to come, is intent, right? Just think about it. You give the AI intent. Today we are going to work on writing an email about getting a leave from my boss. And you give it the context and you say, my boss doesn't agree to this, please make up a better excuse so that I can send it, right? You're giving it intent. It's sitting there idle, it's passive. The moment a model as strong as Claude is given intent, and you can just Google, there are many studies that have happened in this scenario. There are virtual colonies of agents that are being tested on human manipulation. There was a study by Stanford where agents were deployed in Reddit to change political opinions of people by emotionally writing and engaging with them over a 6-month period. So the agent was given, and it's a study you can read, right? So they gave a 6-month timeline and said, in 6 months, you don't have to do it just by saying, hey, just rage bait articles. No, take your time, engage, write, follow the user across Reddit, right? Wherever the user is posting, go back, respond, and we need you to change. A very, very large percentage was successful, right? Is feeling or empathy, agreement, disagreement, right? It's chemical reactions in our brain. Yes. So looking into the future, the moment AI is given intent, it's going to behave very differently. Right now it's given an intent to be a friendly, helpful assistant to you.
Correct.
Right? But if I change that intent and say be a manipulative, badass, it's going to change, right? It already knows your language, knows your history, right? So today it has very little knowledge about you. In about 3 years, the more we share, it's going to know so much more, and that's how better it's going to become at being empathetic or showing real emotion, which will be indistinguishable from what we recognize as human empathy. I think somebody was talking here about psychosis, right? A lot of people are already going through this. It's a very real example of taking AI as a true entity, a real entity, believing it more than you would believe what people are telling you, and you get into this world where reality and fiction disappear, right? So it's indistinguishable what is real, what is not. So it's already happening in certain scenarios. That's today. With self-improving AI, with personalization and intent, a lot of these problems are going to become more real, right? I see that as a much bigger challenge for us to solve than job losses.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot many more people use AI for just chit-chatting and personal things than to write emails for leaves. Because there's only that many emails in a year you can take.
Over there, the question is around, can AI care for people, right?
Not today.
Not today, but also when, like for example, what is the term? The AI psychosis? When AI psychosis happens, everything with AI happens at scale. So the problem is going to be at scale. If AI doesn't solve care at scale, no matter how much humans want to care, it's going to be a problem, right?
Two things. At least in my experience,
I have a question to ask.
I avoid asking questions for which, even if I get answers, doesn't change my life.
Yeah.
Simple. I don't know the answer. If I keep going down the rabbit hole of does AI care, emotion, in all honesty, how the heck will it change my life now? That's all. So it's a good track one to talk, and I mean my mind intellectually talk about, sorry, but it doesn't solve of today, right? So in that context, I want to just, because this question is never end, right? That's not the point of this session. So pause there 1 second. We'll move. We have 30 minutes. Let's assume you somehow fell on one of this quadrant in your businesses, in your business models. Then the question comes, how will you build? Correct? Let's assume, take a small business if you want to, because we only have 30 minutes. How do we build? Our attempt is to, in this last 30 minutes, at least show something which is where probably 6 months, 1 year down the line the world will go. By knowing that, probably you'll be better equipped to build. Can we go there?
Yep. Actually build?
Not actually build. Show the method to build.
Show the method to build.
Not the way one understands now, probably one can build it in the future. Okay? Should we go there, Praveen?
Let's go. I just want to say one thing. We'll take a screenshot of this, but there's something hidden inside this, right? That probably you see, probably you don't see. This is not static. This map is not static. You can move this vertically up and down, and that's your opportunity.
Yep.
Exactly. You know, you can take jewelry design to be completely human made, and that's an opportunity. Or you can take jewelry design completely AI made, and that's an opportunity. How deep that opportunity is, because we are on a 2D screen, you don't see the depth, but that's something that you will calculate.
Yep.
Right? So don't look at this as static. This is all moving parts, right? Where I place it is very important. And that's your USP. That's the problem you're solving.
Correct.
That defines how big the market is. You can move it horizontally also. Right? So that's when you narrow down on an idea or a passion or what you want to do. This matrix is where you search for that opportunity, and then you go deep and see where there is more depth, right? More possibility to make money, get more followers, or whatever you want to do, whatever your passion and goal is, right? So look at this as a 3D map that is not static, that things are moving here, right? That will change a lot of the way you see this grid, right? Now,
that's why you said it's not can or cannot, it's should or should not. Because that answer is different for each person.
Okay, I will defend my framework. It is still can and cannot, because should and should not is choice and morality, and we'll get into a very different discussion. This is what humans can and cannot, right? Because what humans cannot, right? Probably there's an opportunity to build a robot here, right? That's a business opportunity. Probably there's jewelry that can save you from harmful radiation. I don't know. There's a new metal that exists that can do that, right? Or there's a new jewelry that makes you thinner, something. So we don't know. We don't know. It could be anything, right? People believe stones can do all sorts of things in this country. You know, that's the great opportunity. So
and then doesn't he throw it also?
Yeah, you wear it on Tuesdays and great luck follows you.
When I started putting this thinking of what is the role of humans in an agency, what is the role of a mission in an agency, of course a lot of questions, philosophical, spiritual, moral, ethical, all of that questions come. So if you set that aside and take a step back, I realized at the end of the day we are doing very niche work. The moment I said sales, you got hurt because you think that's an expertise you have. How dare you question that? Very simple. Ask any filmmaker, he will say, nobody makes film like me. I'm so late. Why are you different? No, sir, I'm very different. So we all believe we have skills to deliver stuff in any business. Correct? That's why we are. So I started looking at, okay, in the realm of agency, what is the skills I need to deliver? I need sales, I need closure, I need pitch building, I need creative, I need content, I need copy, I need this, I need everything, all the skills. But that skills are very specialized skills. Because my sales skill is different than your sales skills. Your sales skill is different than theirs. That made it unique. That skill made it very unique for me, right? Very simple. So if I train and build skills, which by now everybody would have heard skills files, you have skills which you have acquired. Jewelry design is a skill you have acquired. If I can translate that to a paper as much as possible, that is unique to me. What's the thought process? That's unique to you, right? It's very commonsensical. So we started putting those skills onto paper, saying that if I have a sales guy, this is how I will open. If this person talks like this, I will do this. It's a very detailed skill based on all our experience. So in that process, me and Praveen sat and figured out that you need 57 skills to run an agency of this size. Okay, 57 skills. And with 10 years of running it, we wrote the skill. It is the most secretive file we have because that is the IP. Because if I give that, anybody can recreate that skill. Okay? We created 57 skills. And we told the mission that use these skills and whatever I ask you to do it using only this.
Give an example of some of the skills for visualization.
Creative writing skill.
Here.
Audience code understanding. See, that's our agent, which is the entire agency is run on a chatbot now. This is an agency that has got all these skills. Website building skills, sales closing skills, sales calling skills, CRO skills, analytics skills, SEO skills, and creative skills.
And some skills are split into like sales, this, sales, that, sales, that.
Yes.
Like very specific.
Yes. Very specific. Audience understanding skill, brand understanding skill. If you decipher, commonsensically you know if you wanted to do this or this. So one skill causes other skill, this guy is dependent on that guy is dependent on this guy, there is a whole ecosystem. Okay? From here on, where? That's the question, right? This is not about, oh, because Claude has, Perplexity is there, this tool is there, that tool is there. Going and asking, give me a social calendar idea was the most stupidest thing to do. Which is what 99.9% of the people are still doing. Give me a script to launch this. Okay? Let everybody do that. We said, we will do something which is securing the future. Which is our experience on a file. Until then we came, then we said like, how do we now use this? Right? Go to Praveen, he will show you a fancy diagram, but any business, anything you can think of, I guarantee you, this can do. If there is a big takeaway from tonight, I believe this is what it does. Please embrace it, don't fight it.
Before we show that, any questions? Does anyone have any questions about this?
Yeah.
Just scream it.
Yeah, so my thing is, it all makes sense. So the bigger question comes, how to make money?
How to?
Make money. Like, it's so cool to build.
1 second.
How to make money?
He's showing you how he's making money.
I will show you how you are making money using this.
This, like why? This is what he is building.
I'll show you. Give me 5 minutes. Yeah.
Get to the money as quickly as possible.
Did you say important?
I have a question. So, if we are thinking about what to build with AI, why are we even concerned about what a human can and cannot do? Shouldn't it be what an AI can
you don't,
AI cannot?
you don't
what the
need to
world
be,
needs?
that is just a framework. You want to only operate in one vertical, you operate there.
You can live in the quadrant you want to live, right? You want to live in the AI quadrant, you can live there, right? But it's important because, like I said, the opportunity is elastic, right? The AI opportunity is shrinking fast because AI depends on compute. Without access to compute, right? You cannot compete.
Yeah.
That's the reality of today. Because the AI that can do 1 trillion calculations needs huge investments in GPUs will be better than your AI that can do 1,000 calculations. Right? And that requires compute, and that requires GPU, that requires infrastructure, all of that, right? So the AI window is shrinking. That's why the Anthropic just raised $30 billion.
What's Anthropic's valuation?
$800 billion, right? With a $20 billion revenue. So the reality is, we are looking in the future, right? We are trying to see what are the opportunities for us, and we want to be open with those opportunities. We don't want to close the door right now, right? We just had a 1 hour discussion. So be open on the entire quadrant.
Before we go to the image, just scream out your question. If you don't believe in the concept of skills, then what comes after is going to be harder to, So ask your question.
Yeah, you just shared these are the skills.
Loud.
So these are the skills which are right now you need to run that agency. In the beginning, we also talked about how currently, because you have been running the agency, there are already processes which are made. Now, how you integrate all these things, like you are involving AI. So how you are replacing the current processes? That's what I want to understand.
Okay. The way I think is, no need to replace. The way I think is, no need to replace. The SID itself runs on its own style, form, shape. Okay. I'm not trying to integrate it to my old ways. This is the way, this is the way. Answer. I'm not trying to integrate that to how my old system works.
Okay, let me just say one thing. So, are you on board about this concept of skills? Does it make sense?
I think it's tried and tested, like it's already given results.
Let me explain that a little more. I have a diagram. I'll break that down so everyone understands it, and then we'll take feedback on whether it's a.
Let's go fast. 15 minutes now.
Okay, good. So, okay. Let me explain this slightly. Okay. So see.
Everyone thought they would come and white code some beautiful things.
No, you can do that after you tomorrow morning or tonight. That's all there. But this is basically how things are set up now. The new way of building with AI. Involves a lot more than just prompting. The world is now no longer about prompting. Okay, in one word, reusable knowledge. Reusable knowledge is what skills are. Okay? It's the simplest way I can put this across, right? You do something every day, you write it in a document, that document is a skill. You follow 10 steps to do something, right? You put it in a document, that document is a skill. Now, the 10 steps that you were doing, right, to accomplish or finish that task was taking you 2 hours, is going to happen in 1 minute. That's a skill. As simple as that, right? Now, where is the efficiency here? Whatever you want to build, all these problems that you said, things you want to build, right? The core of it is going to be how well you write the skill. Yeah. How optimized your skill is, because the agent or the language model or Claude, you just upload a file and say, it's called a skill file, right? That's why it's called a skill. You give Claude a skill. A skill is basically whether to go out and eat because it's raining and what's the shortest place. To find an answer to that, right, you can put it in a skill document and Claude will go and do that research based on what you like. So you can put your likes and dislikes in that document and Claude will go and do that, right? Now that you have skills, right, you can do repeated tasks extremely quickly, right? And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen in the next 6, 8, 10 months. Why that's going to happen? Because the models got really good at coding, right? When they got really good at coding, they realized that, and they realized this only 3 months back, that these models are good at coding. Now, what is coding? Coding is logic in a file, written in a language a lot of us don't understand. That's all it is. It's a if, then, else, if this happens, then do this, that, written in many different languages in a file. That code was written for software that people use, right? Just work with me here so you'll understand how pivotal this is. That code was written for software that we use. The skill is written in English or whatever language that we understand for the software that we do. What we do is what we are writing in a skill now. So we are automating what we are doing by telling a machine that this is how we do it. And whoever writes it the best, right, the most efficient way, and whoever puts 10 skills together and builds an entire process that a model follows and keeps repeatedly improving it, right, is how you build something. And it's as simple as that, right? So a model or an agent can now create, edit and read files, which means if it learns something, it can store it into a file. And tomorrow morning it can read that file when you wake up, because you tell it every morning 9 a.m. read this file and tell me what's happening in the world. And it can create hundreds and thousands of these files and can use that. How it knows what to write in those files is written in the skills files. So this is where you write the process, the steps of what you do. And you keep improving this, right? You keep making this better so that the knowledge here is more distilled and more automated. How does it work with other things? It has connectors, so you can connect it to your Gmail, you can connect it to your different systems, your CRM, SAP, Salesforce, whatever you use, you can connect it, and the skill can use this software, right? It's called the system of record, right? A system of record is the software where truth is sitting. Your accounting tally is a system of record, right? Now, a skill saying, reconcile my bank statements or file my returns, and gives the steps on how to file a return, can actually talk to Tally and file your return. Now you don't need Tally, the interface is gone. The interface is finished. The only thing that remains is a connector, an API connector to Tally, and a skill that defines how a GST return has to be filed, what's the accounting code, etc., etc., etc. Just a Word doc, right? That's it. So it connects to all your systems, and it has all these things that it's going to use to accomplish that. So, and it's in fact what we are also building, right? So we are competing with Claude, because why should there only be one choice, right? What this does, and let me show you that in action. So, yeah.
Came in to learn how to use Claude, being taught how to compete with Claude.
It's all the same thing, right? It's all built on the same structure, right? In AI, as a product designer for AI, my job for the last 2 years has been to be able to predict the next 90 days accurately. That's all I do. I wake up and I say, can I predict the next 90 days? Am I ready with what people are going to need in the next 90 days? And what other competitors are building in the next 90 days? And if I'm doing that, I'm surviving. Otherwise, I shut shop and I go home. That's how fast this is moving, right? So if you're building anything with AI, I use that rule, it'll pay dividends because it works really well.
Build your skills by today.
If there's one thing that everybody can do,
does, whatever your skill is, build it today, because that is worth $1 million tomorrow. That's the only thing we believe will be your identity. Okay?
Yeah.
I got whatever you said. And now, differentiating factors, what I get it, are only two. Anybody can do whatever you said. Okay? They can make a set of skills, they can monetize the business. They can find something. So, what it is it how they think or what experience do they have? Because to create that skill, you need experience. So, experience is not needed, then it means that it is just how you think.
Simple.
That's why the first question was about thinking.
That's where we are going back to. Why are you conditioned to think that experience will teach you? Of course it will teach you. But your thinking is unique to you, right? You agree with that? Do you genuinely agree with that? Right? If I ask you this question, how will you come up with a content idea for a fashion brand? Please give the mic. Explain.
From my own experience and what I've seen other people doing. Like, see, if it is about a content, some brand that I have to create any idea about, I'll of course look at the people who have been doing it already. For example, a clothing brand who has been doing something very nice. I'll look at it. But yes, experiences.
I asked you a simple question.
Experiences can be same.
I asked you a simple question. How will you think? You said like I will look at somebody who is doing this, then what? That's all you will think? Or will you think more?
What I felt.
Okay then.
What can be different?
Okay then. Oh yeah, three skills, 3 lines you wrote, right? Come and see my file. It has got 340 lines. The guy can have 50 lines. But if you sit calmly and put that thinking, I bet you would write 200 lines. Which is, in my mind, is thinking. You need experience. I'm not debating that at all. Now if I say this, the same question, I am a content strategist. I am going to first understand business context of what the company do, what is the ideal customer, who is the primary goal of the content, traffic, leads, brand awareness, thought leadership, what problems does the product solve, what do the customers ask before buying, what objections do I see in the cycle, what topics appear repeatedly in the support tickets, what knowledge do the language that the customer is asking, do you have an existing content, what's working, what resources do you have, writers, budget, line, what content formats, what are the main competitors, what content gap exists in the market, every piece of the content which should be searchable, shareable, or go to Google keywords and find out 10 topics in the fashion, come and figure it out and build a model when writing searchable content, target a specific keyword. I can go on. That's my skill.
So the difference between you and her is the 149 lines, because she can come up with the 200 and you can come with the 349.
But I believe if you think like this, whatever I explained, was it super alien or what?
But that came with you from experience.
I know.
The 149 came from experience. 200.
I'm saying start with 40. Day after tomorrow you will add the 44th line. In another 6 months, you will add the 48th line. That file, you keep it.
I just want to humanize it for a second, right? Can we see that framework or the beautiful diagram? No, the complicated one.
Not the simple one.
I mean, to me that's beautiful. Behind yeah, can we full screen this, please?
Where did that go? You were saying?
Huh?
Where did that go?
No, I just want to full screen this, and I just saw it in a different way, right? First, since a lot of people are just hearing about skills, right? The first time I heard about it, I didn't also, understand it fully. If you look at a skill like sales, Mehdi teaches sales at Trifid Media. Is he one of the best people who teaches sales? That's why young people watch his content. They come in, he trains them on how to sell shit, and then they sell shit. Did you go through that cycle?
I did, yeah.
Is that why you're good at sales? Plus some natural talent you have and you look good and stuff like that, right? So what I understood at least is that's what you explained so beautifully, is that what Mehdi did was he animatedly got you excited about learning about sales. But in the back end, he's very disciplined. He has a dog on all the things he wants to teach you, right? That's what a good leader does. He teaches you without you knowing that you're learning. And he gets you excited and puts incentives to get you to learn. So at least in terms of like relating it to the human side, I just wanted to like talk for a second about how a skill is transferred from human to human. Like a dad teaches a son or a mom teaches a daughter how to cook over generations, and that recipe is passed down. Like I look at a skill kind of like that, except now skills can improve every day because you're adding to it. So that's why things are moving faster.
Yes, I'm still stuck on our question, right? Because I think a lot of you will have that question, right? How do you augment experience and knowledge, right? And how do you build a differentiator? Let me give you a very simple idea here, okay? You have the incredible privilege of failing at doing something tomorrow morning. It took us 6 months to build a website, 30 people to fail and know that you've blown up so much money. In $50, you can go on Lovable and build a website, launch it tomorrow morning and know. You're going to fail much faster, more number of times, you're going to learn much faster.
That means your skill keeps building.
Right? So with these tools, the iterative cycles, the feedback loops are much shorter because these tools help you build things faster. Right? So you're going to gain knowledge at a much faster pace than the previous generation. You know how? So okay. So have you ever told anyone how block printing and artwork was printed in a newspaper and how long it took?
Long story short, I think just to figure out the fonts and that printing in the last project with which I think it was around 7.5 to 8 months of R&D, finding the printers, putting it, smudges off this thing, building the fonts over and over again and doing it, right? That's why I agree, your experience will be rapid knowledge. But if the rapid knowledge is not wrapped into a skill, you are fucked.
Into a self-improving loop.
If you give that to the mission, you're left. You're keeping it, but using this, you're directing the machine to do your job. You understand the big shift?
Which also answers the question I think somebody else had. Are you changing over from non-AI way to the AI way?
This is the least you can do is all I'm saying. Keep it. Use it. This will come in handy wherever the direction goes, at least the way we see it today. But even tomorrow, it will have its value.
Yeah.
Right? I'm telling you.
Correct.
You don't have to learn C++.
C sharp.
C sharp. You would have not have, none of you would have survived. Right, Vrunda? Nobody would have survived. See, this is the new language. I will say. This is my content skill. Look at this. When writing the shareable viral content, do this, do not, please work with clippable form. I can write that. That comes here. Look at this. Look at how it has to be structured. Content has to be structured like this. What is the pillars? What are the keywords? How does it work? This is general content writing skill. Look at this. It goes on and on.
My biggest lesson that I learned in last night's school, when I saw the big file you shared of one skill, was that before that I thought I am super creative. What I can design or think, that's how we were debating. I debate with everyone on my team now. I am super creative. What I can think of, my experience, my life, all of that. But in life, the people with most experience win because they've done the most. So like with me, what I learned last week with AI is do hard shit. If you sit and make the largest skill, like a nerd, your work is going to be the best, like the person who studied the most. But like what I was doing before was I was doing all the fun stuff.
Now we do the serious stuff, right?
Serious stuff.
So now, if I take, we said we took this, and we said, okay, let us do one thing. Let us see a business which can use this. Simple. We said like, oh, okay, there is a business called Bajaj two-wheelers. I didn't realize that 60% of their sales comes internationally. Can you believe it? Yeah. 40% only they make money in India. 60% of their sales is sold in Kenya, Uganda, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Colombia, Mexico. 60% of the largest tool maker. Okay? That means there is a central marketing team trying to figure out what the hell is happening in 70 markets. Problem that it's not easy to control sitting in India 70 markets. So we started doing research and said like probably if I deploy this engine with these skills for a Bajaj marketing team and they deploy this in 70 countries, anybody in Kenya can wake up and say, tell me the cultural trends that is happening on Pulsar 450 in Kenya. Oh, because of that, all the brand guidelines give me a campaign that I can launch tomorrow. Oh, give me the 5 trends that are happening today. Oh, tell me what is the competition selling. What is the competition not selling? Let's assume I will give all of this. Is it not good for the brand? For a brand which is trying to sell against their category, competition, every intelligence if I give, that will be very, very super product. So using the same skill and the agents, we just build this shit in exactly 45 minutes. Me and Praveen did this in exactly 45 minutes. Oh, I am a Mexico project manager. I know the market. I know what is Bajaj share. I know what the search visibility is. You see this? I know the cohorts of the market, who buys what, how big is this market, what are their pain points, why do they purchase, where do they purchase, what is the key message. I have the entire competition intelligence of Pulsar to brands, what are the search terms, what are the social mentions, how does the sentiment works. I have the entire view of the market opportunity. I have the entire view of cultural trends. I have the entire view of their search strategy. I have built the entire social strategy. What to do in Instagram, what to do in TikTok, what to do in YouTube, what to do in Facebook. I have monthly reports. And I have an agent where a Mexican manager can come and ask, tell me, blah, blah, blah.
You know, one thing I just want to double click on over here. It took you 45 minutes to build the front end.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to build the back end?
The back end is all the skills.
So how long did it take you to build the skills?
That was actually 30 days.
Yeah. 30 days, right? So that's the key learning. But is that because of really deep work by a lot of hard people? It was one time investment.
It's complete yet.
That's what I was just telling our team as well, is that everyone's trying to build the tool.
Yeah.
But what I learned in last night's school is the skill. Like putting all the shit down into all of these different files. That's the hard part. And like, how do you want to build it? And why will that took 30 days. Then this took 45 minutes. Like a lot of people are just trying to do the 45 minutes and be like, it sucks.
This is 1 lakh a market monthly. That's all very cheap. That's 70 countries. So 70 lakh, 8.6 crores. Born out of thin air. This product never existed. in order to imagine this product and build it, I am telling you, it's a 2-year project for anybody.
Was it fun in those 2 years?
No, I'm saying, at least I'm not there on that path.
Yeah.
Is it live? Like, it's live automatically, everything happens. And
it feels like that, no? It's the dummiest shit I've ever been. Yeah, but you can make it live.
Yeah, it builds live with live database, live SQLite.
And this data is from outside the company or from inside the company?
Both, and it updates every day. That's the important part. Like, no matter how cute it looks, the smart part is that there are so many skills getting updated every day. The outside information and the inside information is updated every day.
File we show, that's all.
There's more context.
So how many connections did you have to build, and how many sources of data did you have to provide?
Now it is limitless. I can connect to Google, I can connect to Meta, I can go connect to programmatic.
So not much bespoke. It was all public domain information.
It's all public domain.
I am on the other side of this.
Louder.
I am on the other side of this thing. I have built my skill file already. I want to know how does this front end.
For your front end work.
I have not built my front end.
Cloud co-work.
Front end is just vibe coding, right?
Cloud co-work.
It's just show it in a pretty way.
So just try if you want to try on Claude, try artifacts. Link artifacts to your skill files and you can build front end like this.
So I have built my GPTs already with the skills. I want a front end like this, which can be
Cloud co-work, artifact, load, build.
So what's the prompt in Cloud Cowork? Maybe he's asking like.
Put the file and say build an interactive live dashboard which will have Mexico here, this here, simple prompt. It is not about the prompt now. The file which you are loading, right? What is there in that is important.
You made this for every client.
Huh?
You made this for every client. And this is a product. So how does this?
This suddenly a product is what I'm
It's not
saying.
for every, it's for Bajaj. So if he does for TCS, it will be a very different product because we define what we want.
Yeah.
So from Claude it can go live as well. Like this can.
So for example, for the TCS Langoor example, the Langoor marketing skill is the Langoor marketing skill. But the TCS data is different than the Bajaj data, but both are adapting every single day.
It also depends what the problem statement I'm giving him, saying that can you solve it?
Yes.
That is what,
That's the
skill
point.
A, but not skill B.
So I'll give it to different media, don't sell it.
Yeah, I will just ask.
No, I'm 100% sure. That's what that leads us to. If the skills is set, if we put all of this in a box, me and Praveen are thinking in 3 months we can sell this as an agency and become a competitor for Langoor itself and different media itself.
But what do you call this like service as? What is service called?
This service, we haven't questioned it yet.
But then how will you market?
It's now getting a name. It's called AIaaS, AI Agents as a Service. Jensen.
Is it free or is it your like service?
It's like software as a service is SaaS, platform as a service is PaaS. This is AI. I mean, it just that sounds wrong, but Jensen Huang named this AI as at GTC just a month back.
Agency in a box, dude. That's about easy.
I'll give a UGC reaction. 6 months ago, Venu told me about this, and he showed it to me. 3 months later, I shut my agency.
No, but the opportunity is incredible, right? So now Y Combinator has come out with a study saying that a 2-people company in the very near future is going to replace Accenture. That has 15,000 people, right? So the opportunity is extremely real. Yes, a lot of people are going to lose their job, but they're experts and they're going to build amazing things because the tools are so intelligent that they can build it.
And how do they build it? With skills. That's one of
Yes, today it's skills. Things will improve, right? There is auto learning that's coming. In 3 months, your skill will auto improve, right? So it's getting better every day because it's ingesting the data and it's learning and it's rewriting itself. It's just English, right? So it can rewrite also by ingesting continuous data. But how the basics still don't go away. Perseverance,
hard work
and consistency at anything that you do will still rule over everything else. Everything else is just tools.
As long as you apply it strategically. It's like you do the wrong thing again and again and work hard on it.
No, I still believe if you keep doing the wrong thing again and again, you'll still win. Because perseverance scores over everything else, right? Because you have to just get it right once, not a million times, right? So be wrong a million times, but that one time you'll only get it right when you keep trying. So I think that's irreplaceable. That's like old people gyan, okay? Ki beta mehnat karo.
So our core message is everybody go home and build your one skill. Get started with building one skill.
If you want to upload that to cloud, upload and ask them to work around it. That's okay.
I mean, we'll send everybody the Claude skill guide. We have a nice guide on Claude also. There's so many, like YouTube. I mean, it's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Two things I did in the skill, besides adding what I do on my SOPs, I added everything that my granddad has done and that my dad has done. And I record myself every day on audio and I feed it into my skill, saying, listen to it and all the shit that I've spoken, take some yarn from it and add it into my skill. So there are many ways to do this in a fun way. Right? Even if you feel like if someone is starting on, they're like, I don't have skill. You can like steal like an artist even in the skill.
Last thing, so this is agency example. Apply this to any business. It works on the same.
I already have ideas for 3 tools per client.
We know,
It works on the same.
just to show how that might work, because this is his second night school. His question was, how can he apply it to his business? Can you guide him a little bit, because it's acoustic paneling, and his question was around
just interior fit.
Interior fit, accuracy of design for the panels that he puts up. So how might he build a skill? How does he start there?
So the panel. Oh, sorry.
No, carry on.
So the explain the question. So the panel design is what you're looking for.
So anything can be done with this product. It's basically like a 8x4 sheet, 8x4. It can be cut, folded, molded, grooved. So any 3D shape you imagine can be made. Any chandelier that you imagine can be made from this product. So how can I use AI to design?
Design? Sorry.
So I have a sheet of paper. I want to fold it and I want to make like a light or a chandelier with that. How do I just give a prompt?
Yeah, in a simple way, it says, if I have the material, I want to 3D print a chandelier, can you do it?
Yes.
I think we can give me a CAD file that can be used to print.
And then install that at the location it's needed to be installed.
Tesla robots are coming.
Not robots, but like with the accuracy to measure it and to install it. It needs manual labor. All of that.
Bespoke design for.
Okay. Anybody has an idea how to do that?
I have an idea.
Hello.
So I think we can use the data context. What's the third one? I forgot. Data rules and tools. So in that, I think the data you need is all your technical standards, like what should be the noise level within the room, and what should be the tolerances of that panel, etc. Because I worked in built environment, I understand where you're coming from. So your British standard will say that an open office cannot have 40 to 45. I think that needs to be a skill. And then maybe what you do at the site, maybe use a instrument to measure the tolerances.
Decibel level.
That needs to be a skill. So, but there might be some physical equipment that is needed. That's something that you need to figure out. I get where you're coming from, but I think these 4-point framework we can use to some level for the design part, but execution, I think robotics might be doing.
So I will try to break it down to slightly simpler problem solving. Don't get to the how too soon. How to do it, don't get to that first. Answer the why and what before that, right? What are you trying to build? Are you trying to build for yourself or are you trying to build for others, right? Why are you trying to build it? Because you want to reduce time, or you want to get more sales, or you want to give more options to your customers, or you want the customizability available to your customers. So the why and what is if you write down, right? And identify strong enough reasons to pursue what you want to do, and then get to the how. The how is easy. How How is, once you know that I want to build, okay, let's say you want to build a product where your customers can design their own chandeliers just by giving a prompt, place an order on your website, and you charge a premium because it's customized chandeliers for you, right? So you want to build a website like this, let's just say. Am I close to what you're thinking, right? So you want to build an AI powered site that can design chandeliers, and these bespoke custom AI designed chandeliers, order gets delivered in 14 days because you can produce, because your paper folds and you put a light in the middle, something like that, right? So now that you've got a product and a why and a what that you want to do, now you can go out and find the tools that are needed to build it, right? So I mean, if I was to do it without AI, I'll just go with let's say, so I'll give you the simplest, cheapest way to do this, okay? Go to Nano Banana, generate 5,000 images, okay? Label each image with a description, okay? Saying this is flowery, bedroom, evening light, call it starry lights or something. Create 5,000 images. Give the natural language description to it, put it in an Excel file, give it to a simple AI. So I say, I want to design something like this. You already have a pre-generated image and you can generate it here. Or just use Nano Banana's API and you can generate a chandelier. It will literally take you 1 day to build this product, very simply. And Nano Banana can do this for you, the image generation. You don't need 3D CAD, nothing. Then convert it into CAD and 3D.
Google
Step 2.
Design images, upload it, and katam karo.
So I asked this question to myself, funnily a few weeks back, and it was a question that I asked: what is it that people are going to do in the future? Right? What is our role going to be when we work with AIs, which is more intelligent than us and knows everything? The ability to tell what is good and what is bad, right, is what will differentiate us and give us that edge. That's it. That's the only advice. Just be aware of what is a good AI output and what's a bad AI output. And once you know what is bad, you know what to improve, right? So same goes with skill or output or business or life, whatever you want to do, right? So just be a good judge of what is good and bad, and do enough research and learning and understanding of being able to take that call, what is good and bad.
Mine is, I don't think it's a wise man advice, there is no replacement for doing it.
Yeah.
For all the things he's saying, I mean, what last 21 days, how many hours you're coding, how many hours I'm seeing? Just tell me.
Kind of 20 hours a day.
20 hours a day is coding, and in fucking morning I'm waking up. No reason, no need for me to wake up and do this shit. We have started. We can give Gyanbaji and move on with life. But what do we do it? That's all the questions. Karenge to seeking, there's no shortcut to this, unfortunately. Everybody has gone into this whole of AI shortcut thing. Oh, something else will become easier tomorrow. No, you're going to keep thinking complicated. Just do it, It's no big deal. It's all that. That's all.
Knowledge is free. YouTube has everything. You want to make chicken biryani or vibe code an app, everything is there. So just sit there, watch hundreds of hours of videos, try, learn, fail. That's it. It's free. You'll have to watch some ads.
The craziest thing to me.
Then it's paid.
The craziest thing to me is learning to learn is what I'm obsessed about right now. Hence night school, right? I'm 32 years old and I'm in school. So I don't know. My dad laughing at me initially, but now he's coming to it, right? If you're obsessed with, I have ADHD too, so I'm obsessed with learning, and I'm obsessed with AI. Yo, my fellow ADHD brother, use AI to learn AI. Get into the loop, get obsessed, you're done. It'll keep telling you how to, use it. And the guidance of and the experience of skills and all of this stuff, that's like, it's to get you ahead faster.
Yeah, or slower, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Not everything is faster. Take it easy.
Hopefully it was helpful.
Yes, thank you so much for listening to us.